The 33 Habits framework promises complete autonomy and an unbreakable, relentless focus, a blueprint for a bulletproof identity. Consuming content about 4 a.m. wake-ups and cold showers provides a cheap psychological high. Your brain registers a surge of dopamine simply by imagining the execution of that level of discipline. Attempting 33 high-friction behavioral changes simultaneously is a biomechanical impossibility. Your nervous system is hardwired to resist a total overnight identity overhaul. This data maps the inevitable failure point. Motivational dopamine peaks on day 1, but by day 4, cognitive overload forces compliance to 0. Today, we are auditing this framework through the lens of a behavioral economist. We need to calculate the actual biological toll of dopamine withdrawal, the emotional weight of isolation, and the social friction these strict boundaries create. High-performance execution requires allocating your strictly limited willpower into a few high-yield habits. Building a resilient mind is an exercise in ruthlessly calculating the return on investment of your behavioral sacrifices. We have organized the 33 habits into 3 functional portfolios. The first is attention defense. Waking up without a phone, working in deep focus blocks, and actively embracing analog boredom are the core inputs of this portfolio. The expected outcome is a massive increase in your deep work capacity, prioritizing high-leverage execution over mere ideas. This yield comes at a hidden price, the physical anxiety of dopamine withdrawal and a profound sense of disconnection. You will likely become less responsive to colleagues and friends in real time, risking a reputation for being aloof. Without constant notifications to pacify it, the brain feels painfully understimulated and agitated during the initial transition. Attention defense requires enduring the physical discomfort of being temporarily disconnected from the herd. The second portfolio is emotional weightlifting. This requires journaling for cold diagnostics instead of venting, keeping your next move secret, and actively analyzing every failure. These inputs build a robust, internally referenced identity, eventually ending your reliance on external validation. Achieving this state means surrendering the immediate validation of social media applause and public sympathy. Choosing long-term pride over short-term pleasure necessitates sitting quietly with unprocessed negative emotions, entirely without the relief of complaining to others. Keeping secrets from the internet forces a purely internal feedback loop, starving the ego to ensure the work actually survives. Emotional weightlifting converts the comfort of public sympathy into the cold, unbreakable structure of self-respect. The final and most disruptive portfolio is environmental architecture. This involves choosing loneliness over mediocrity, maintaining a demanding inner circle, and saying no with absolute finality. These habits result in the total protection of your time and rapid alignment with long-term goals. As this blueprint demonstrates, constructing these boundaries generates intense short-term social friction and periods of profound isolation. You will actively outgrow current relationships and face accusations of being selfish or unrecognizable. The reality of a tight inner circle involves the painful process of cutting ties with comfortable acquaintances who no longer share your trajectory. A bulletproof environment is built by offending people whose expectations misalign with your future. Success in this framework begins with identifying your specific critical failure point. Customizing the framework based on your current weakness prevents the cognitive collapse of trying to fix your entire life at once. This flowchart matches curated habit stacks to 3 distinct psychological baselines. The overwhelmed beginner struggles with basic consistency and high screen time. The beginner stack focuses on 2 foundational wins, making the bed and waking up without the phone. The distracted optimizer works hard, but suffers from fragmented attention and burnout. The optimizer stack prioritizes guarding focus blocks and embracing analog boredom to reset the attention span. The people-pleasing performer is successful on paper, but driven entirely by external validation, requiring the performer stack. This stack requires you to build in the dark, accepting a period where your progress is entirely invisible to your peers. Discipline functions as a strategic economic transaction. Daily execution is a quiet, repetitive reality that looks nothing like the loud fantasy of internet motivation. A bulletproof mind is the guaranteed ROI of strategically trading short-term comfort for absolute autonomy.